everyone, I'm Janneke from Books and Stitches, and this is my Flosstube video. This is my second Flosstube video. I just wanted to give a thank you to everyone who watched the first one and everyone who commented on that one. I got a lot of really nice comments and it just made me feel really welcome. So I just want you to know that I really appreciate it. I tried to answer them all, but I might miss one here or there, but I try to answer them all because I really appreciate it and just makes me really happy to read them. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you all. I found a bunch of new Flosstubers to watch as well, which has been great. I wasn't actually planning on filming this video right now. I was just stitching and watching Flosstube, and so it's like, I really want to film a Flosstube video. So it's not been a month. I was planning on doing it once a month, but I think it's been about 3 weeks, so close enough. But that is why the light might be a bit weird, because I did it during a different time of day than my first one, and there's not that much natural light anymore, so the overhead light is on. But yeah, I did a lot of stitching in the last 3 weeks, so I have a lot to show you. Not too many different projects. Actually, I have less projects than my first video, though that is temporary. I've already gotten the replacements like planned out, but it's actually been strange. I've cross-stitched on all of the 5 projects I showed you in my last video, and during that cross-stitching I noticed that for 2 of them I really did not like the pattern. So the first one of which is Cinderella. I got this through a second-hand online store, kind of like eBay, but like a Dutch variant of it. And when I bought it, I thought it was like an original kit of the Thomas Kincaid design. But when I got it, the pattern wasn't great. It just really wasn't recognizable, I didn't think. And I had done a lot already, but not that much in the grand scheme of things. And I couldn't see like the mice I had done. I couldn't really see they were mice. And I wanted to try a bit of Cinderella because that is the main focus, of course. So I figured as long as that looked good, I didn't really care that the mice didn't look good because those are tiny anyway. But then the skin color of Cinderella just looked really wrong as well. So I just didn't like the pattern in general. I don't have it anymore. I've already frocked all of it, which was like literally an entire day. There was like a day where I was super exhausted and my chronic fatigue was like really bad and I just could not do anything, and I just literally spent the entire day frogging that Cinderella piece. But I think I took a picture of like the Cinderella piece like with a bit of her skin done, so you can see what I mean if it just doesn't look good. So yeah, I don't have that anymore. It's completely frogged and the fabric is nice and ready for some other project when I figure out what I want to do with that fabric. The other one that I also frogged, I do still have because I'm still frogging it. I'm not done yet, but I forgot to grab it, so 1 minute. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so the other one was this pattern, which I got from like Pick to Pad, which is just an online converter of like you put a picture in and you get a pattern. But I just really didn't like the quality of this. I don't think this type of like picture conversion is for me. Maybe if you like do it with more colors, it might be better, because you know this was the first pattern I tried to do with just a pattern, so I didn't have any floss yet either, so I did choose like one that didn't have too many different colors. But like, yeah, I just really did not like the way it was looking, so I decided I wasn't gonna do it anymore. And I was really torn for a long time if I was gonna try to somehow make this pattern myself, like maybe try and find a place online where you can just make a pattern yourself, or maybe even do it on like gridded paper. But then I saw how big the fabric was that I'd gotten ready for this, and I realized that I'll tell you that later, but I had different ideas for the fabric and I decided to just frog this completely So I'll show you where I'm at, I guess. I'm not done frogging it yet, but I've started it. So that's quite nice. Yeah, this is where I'm at with the frogging. There's a bit of stain from the blue thread next to her. Like there were pants here that... Oh, there, I can't really show you. I have too little hands. My hand, I don't have enough hands. But here it's a bit stained. So I'm hoping I can maybe cover that in crosses of the new pattern I want to do on it. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to continue frogging it until she's all gone, and then my mother is kind enough that she was willing to cut this piece of fabric into 4 and search. It's called serge, I think, but make the sides non like fretty like this. And yeah, then I am going to use that to make birth samplers. I found 2 patterns on Etsy that are like complementary to each other. They're both like by the same designer. I don't remember which one it is, and I haven't bought them yet, so I can't like show you now either, but I'll show you them when I have them, actually, because I haven't bought them yet, because it's kind of expensive to keep buying stuff, I guess. I don't have that much money, so I'm waiting until I'm like actually ready with the frogging, and I've given the fabric to my mom to take care of, and then once I've got the fabric pieces, I'll buy it, because hopefully I'll have a bit more money in a couple of weeks. It's not all that expensive because it's just Etsy patterns, but yeah, it's nice to have a little extra time to get the money sorted out. But anyway, yeah, I have 3 nephews. They're all like, they're not babies anymore, but I'm also getting a new niece in like a couple of months, and I saw on Flosstube other people having done birth samplers, and I didn't know those were a thing at all, and I was just like, that is so nice and cute, and I want to do that. So I'm gonna just start making them for all 4 of them, the 3 boys that are already born, as well as the girl who is not yet born. And I think I'll just maybe wait until I have all 4 of them finished before I give them, or maybe I'll just do it from like the oldest to the youngest. I'll just start with my like nephew who's like almost 10, and then like on his 10th birthday I'll give it to him, maybe. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. It depends a bit on how much time it'll take to actually stitch them up as well. But yeah, I'm very excited to do that. So that is going to be the replacement of this piece. So this is now gone from my whips, but I am replacing it with the birth samplers, which I'm kind of considering one work in progress. So I don't know if I'm going to be like stitching them all at the same time, or if I'm going to do it one by one yet. I will see, but like I'm considering it one work in progress because it's like one big project to get all of my nibblings a birth sampler. So that's what I'm going to use that fabric for. I guess this is like the point where I should also tell you what I'm going to replace Cinderella with, because I also already know what I'm going to be replacing Cinderella with. Well, I don't know it yet. I really wanted to do something for my mother because I love her. Yeah, that's the main reason really. And she loves cross stitch as well. So I said to her, if you buy a kit, I would love to stitch it for you, because I'm going to give her a kit for her birthday, which is like in a couple of days, weeks. I don't know when I'm uploading this, but it's like in April, so it's not too long from now. So I'm gonna give her a kit for that. I've already bought that one, but I was like, if you see a kit you really like, that you would like to like get as a gift stitched instead of like to stitch yourself, I would love to stitch one for you. So that's what's gonna happen. She hasn't bought it yet. She hasn't picked it out yet, but hopefully sometime soon she'll just come home with a kit and give it to me when she visits me or I visit her, and then I am going to be stitching that for her. So it's a bit of a surprise still what it is, but it is gonna be my 5th whip, because I am going to try to keep having 5 whips, because I like that amount of whips and I have a lot of things I want to do, but I also want to keep it manageable because I do want to finish everything, and I just do not have that much money, so I can't like keep buying everything I want. So I've got a list of everything that I'm like, oh, I want to do that one day, but I'm gonna try to only do 5 at a time and just replace it when I finish something, or I guess in this case, this month's case, when I decide I'm abandoning it. But yeah, that work is most likely going to be a lady. Not really a fancy lady in the way I've seen them around Flosstube, though those are absolutely stunning and I want to try one of them at some point too. But my mother really likes the foreign women, like Middle Eastern, Asian, like any country really, I think. But like I think it's Lanard who has like, I keep saying like, it's annoying me honestly. Lanard I think is the brand, but they have these faces of women. I think it's like till about here where it gets like cut off, so it's like just the top of their body face. And she really loves those, so I'm probably gonna do one of those. She showed me a picture of one she's considering maybe buying and wanting to get, and that's like an Indian woman. It looks really beautiful, and it's like I said, just her face and like the top of her shoulders. So that's most likely what I'm going to be stitching. I don't know if it's going to be that Indian woman yet, or if it's going to be a different woman, but I am very much expecting it to be a woman. But you know, she might surprise me. She might be like, oh, I don't think this is something I would enjoy stitching, but I would love to have it on my wall, and just come with something completely different. That's also possible. I'm leaving the choice completely up to her. But yeah, that's the 2 things that are going to be whips that I have not yet started, as well as the 2 things I have abandoned, which they're going to be replacing in my 5 whips. But I have also done actual stitching. I haven't just abandoned stuff. So it might be good to start with whip code, just to have like a starting off point. For April, I spun my tablecloth and Cinderella. So for Cinderella, I did a lot of stitching. The goal was to do 750 stitches, and I did nearly that before I decided that I did not like it and just to quit completely. But I am marking that as done, because the work I did on it was a lot more than 750 stitches, because I stitched almost 750 stitches and then frocked everything. So I'm marking that one as done. And the tablecloth is the other thing I'd spun. I spun that in March as well as in April. And since my last video was still in March, you haven't seen that progress yet either. I don't know if I've shown any progress of it, to be honest, because it's like really big. So it might have been possible. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to show this, but I'll show it this time, I think. I think not the entire thing, by the way, because I literally cannot show you that. But it's all like the same pattern repeating. So I'll just show you the area I'm working on. I have not finished this whip go yet. The goal for this whip go is to do a flower. So every time it's spun, I want to do 1 flower. Yeah, I guess while I'm trying to figure out where I was at, you can already see how big it is. Where is it? It's here. Yeah, only this is the back. So I'm trying to figure out how to show you the front of it. There we are. Okay, so this was the flower for March, which as you can see is complete. It is like stamped, so you can like see the blue crosses of where the fabric needs to go. So that's why you can see this one is complete. I had already started this prior to whip go. Like, it's been years since I worked on it, but this flower was already partially done. So for March, I finished it. And then for April, I need to finish this flower. And I have so far done all of the greens, all the light green and all the dark green. And that is definitely the most work of the flowers. I'm very happy with that. And I still have like 2 weeks, I think, in April. So I should, as long as I actually like work on it again, I should be able to finish the flower for April. So that whip go goal will likely be completed. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I finished this flower, and then this one I did all the greens. And in total, there are 4 flowers, 1 in each corner. That is a bit different, but still like almost the same. And then every side has 2 flowers. And I think I've definitely done all the corners. I think I've done one of the sides, and then this side is almost done. And then after this flower, I'll still have 4 more flowers to go, if I remember correctly what I've done. But yeah, so this is on my WhipGo board for 3 more times after this. So if I only stitch on it for WhipGo, I should be almost finished by it by the end of the year. So I'm very happy with that, because this is like my oldest whip, and it's so old. This is the first thing I've ever stitched on, and I would really love to have it finished because of the sentimentality of it. I mean, I don't have a dining table it can be put on, but hopefully one day I'll have a house and a dining table and I'll be able to put this on there. But yeah, I really want to finish it. I'm not going to fold it right now. I'm just going to put it to the side because that will take way too long, but that will have to be done later. So yeah, those are my whip goggles. And I've now talked about 3 of my whips, but there are 2 more. So let's get to those. One of them you'll have seen before, so we're going to start with that one. And it is my Dimensions kit. Aurora is her name. Sorry for the glare. Hopefully you can see it. The cover is cut off because otherwise it wouldn't fit in this plastic bag. And I didn't have the original anymore. I mean, I probably have the original and something else is just in there, but I didn't know which was which. So I just cut it off because it wasn't like any of the important parts. But this is Aurora by Bente Schlick is the designer of it. And I did a lot of this, especially at the end of March. I did a lot of this. I have done a bit after that as well, but I did a lot of stitching on this at the end of March. I'll show a picture of where it was at, and this is where it's now. I don't remember completely where it was at first, but I think this was like already done, but then this is all new. Like I think I just done like about till here, all the way down, like along that line was about where it was at, and then now I filled in like a lot more. And I'm very far with the sun. I'm like trying to complete the sun now. I mean, I'm not working on it right now, but the last time I worked on it, I was like, oh, I want to complete the area around the sun. So yeah, this is where I'm at. I'm very happy with it. It's kind of strange to stitch on this. I mean, I really like it, but it's just weird for me that you keep having to check, oh, how many strands do I need to use for this? Oh, does this need a full cross or a half cross? Because a lot of this is half crosses, though there are some full crosses in it. And I think once I get to the Ice Bear and the like Princess Fairy, it'll be more full crosses. But the background is mostly half crosses, and like sometimes you use 2 strands, and sometimes you use 3 strands, and sometimes you use 5 strands, and sometimes you just use 1 strand. And that is kind of like, you have to pay attention to it, I guess. It's not like that confusing, but you really have to pay attention, which is kind of weird for me still. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I didn't write down like how many stitches I had last time, so I can't tell you how much I did since then, but I can tell you the total, which is that I have now done 10,142 stitches on this, some of which are half stitches, some of which are full stitches, and that is about 24%, so that's nice. Yeah, this is how big the fabric is. So yeah, I'm about a quarter of the way done with it, which is nice. I mean, that's just the normal stitching. The French knots and the back stitching aren't included in that because that's not on Pattern Keeper. But just for the normal stitching, I've done about 24%. Realistically, it's probably less because most of this is half stitching and there will be full stitching again later. But still, I'm very happy with that. Like, that's a lot more than I thought I'd done. So a lot of that was done in March. I think like, I don't know, I think I did a couple thousand stitches on it in March. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And then there is one last project. This is my new start. I think I already showed the pattern last time because I was prepping all the materials already last time. But now I've actually started it and I've stitched a lot on it. Like, I'm kind of addicted to stitching this piece, which is what I had expected, which is why I really like the idea of WhipCo and like forcing myself to work on other things other than just this piece. But yeah, I am kind of addicted to stitching this piece and I'm really liking it. And that is the Mickey as artist piece. It is extremely big. It's like 1,000 by 660 stitches, something around there. So it is big, and I am starting in this corner. Most people I see on Flosstube stitch horizontally, it looks like, and then start up here. I stitch vertically, so I go like this with my stitching instead of like this. So yeah, I start in the bottom right corner almost always. And I will show you where I'm at. I have done about 7,000 stitches on this. I think it's right now 7,079. And this is where I'm at. Let me show you. I am working on this bunny. The bunny is nearly finished. And I'm already started working on the tail of the squirrel behind it. I finished one page and I'm working on the page above it now. And then afterwards I am planning on going to the right, to the left I mean, and like finishing the page next to it so that I can have the bunny and the squirrel finished. So yeah, normally I just go up, but since this is like such a cute picture, I just want to finish them. So I think after this page I will go to the left instead of up and like maybe work in like chunks. So I think I'll do the first like 6 pages over here and then I'll go up to the next part. But yeah, this is where I'm at. I'm so happy with it. This is on 25 counts, easy count, I think it is. Easy grids. It's something easy. I don't know if it's easy count or easy grid. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's easy count. I think that's what it's called. It is full crosses, 1/1. And it is a lot of colors. It's a lot of confetti. The page I'm at right now has some like big chunks of the same color, which is nice, but yeah, in total there's a whole lot of colors and a whole lot of confetti. But yeah, this is where I'm at with that. I don't actually know where this bunny is from. Like everything in the piece is Disney, which yeah, it's called Mickey as artist, and that's what I liked about it, just all the different Disney characters. But I don't actually know where this bunny is from that I'm stitching. Here. So if you know where this bunny is from, please let me know. It's this one, because I am so curious. I thought it might have been the bunny from Bambi at first, but then I saw that bunny in a different place in the pattern, because that bunny is around here. So yeah, I don't know where this bunny and squirrel, and I think it's a chipmunk. I don't know what the difference between the chipmunk and the squirrels either, but I don't know what movie they are from. So if you do know it, happen to know it, just please let me know. I'm very curious. But yeah, I stitched about 7,000 stitches on this in the 3 weeks since you last saw me. So I've done a lot on this particular one. But I'm very happy with it. It's gonna be huge. Like this is about 1% of it. I think I'm at 1.07% according to Pattern Keeper. So yeah, I only just reached 1% and it's like 7,000 stitches. Oh, the light is being kind of weird. I don't know why. It just suddenly made me darker. But yeah, this is it. I'm very happy with it. I don't think I have anything else to tell you. I kind of wanted to like spin for Whip Go on the video, but since April isn't done yet and I'm not done with my goals yet either, I don't think I'm gonna do that. But maybe next time, depending on when I film again. I know that officially Whip Go is like a Facebook group, and Jessie Marie from, I think it's Jessie Marie Does Stuff, spins the numbers or like calls the numbers. But since I started late, I just thought I would do it myself at least this year, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna keep doing that next year or if I'm gonna like join the official Facebook group. But I don't really use Facebook is the issue, so yeah, I don't know yet. I think maybe she also calls them on Instagram, but I kind of like the spinning the wheel myself and like randomly seeing where I land on. But I don't know yet. At least for this year, I'm gonna keep doing it like this, where I spin a number myself, just so, just because I started late, and when I started it, I didn't know about the official stuff yet. So at least for this year, I'm just going to continue doing that. And I'm trying to like, not keep up, but like get back to where there's 2 prompts per month, I guess. Because I started in March, like when I filmed my last video. And I did 4 spins in March, I guess. I did 1, I guess technically pre-March, like pre-officially setting it up. I counted 1. And then I did 3 spins in March, so that I like catch up, because I want to get to all squares at the end of the year. Like I want them all filled in, and I can't do that if I start in March, because then I'm missing 4 already. So yeah, I made up like 1 month by having 2 extra spins for March, and I would like to make up 2 more spins sometime. So maybe if I finish the flower, I'll spin again, or maybe I'll spin 3 times for May, or maybe like during the summer holidays when I have a bit more free time, I'll spin a couple of extra times. But yeah, I need to do 2 more spins sometime this year to catch up. So yeah, my stitching plans for the next however long until I film again is quite simple. Mainly I'm gonna continue working on my Disney piece because I'm in love with it. It's probably gonna be the piece you see the most, but hey, that also means you'll actually get to see some progress, so that would be nice, right? Yeah, and then besides that, I really want to finish the flower on my tablecloth because I want to get that whip goggle finished. And I also want to at least get the frogging done of the piece I showed you before, so that I can give the fabric to my mother, because I really, really want to get a start on the birth samplers, because I mean 4 is quite a lot, and I want to give them, and I have to make them before I can give them. So those are like my concrete plans. I'm not currently planning on stitching on Aurora, though, you know, that can change at any moment. If I just feel like it, I'll pick it up. And I don't know when my mom will give me the kit she wants me to stitch for her. But once I have that, I will probably start on that pretty soon as well, because I just do have no patience. So if I have something, I want to work on it immediately. So I think the moment she gives it to me, I'll make a start on that at least. But I don't know when that will be. So I don't know if I'll start on that before the next video, or if I'll even have it before the next video or not. So you'll have to wait and see, just like me. We'll both be surprised. Again, thank you so much for watching, everyone who's watched this video or the previous video. Like, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I have so much fun doing this. And everyone who commented, especially, it really does mean a lot to me. I really appreciate it. You all make me feel so welcome to this community, and it was just the best. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you all have a lovely day. And that will be it, I guess. Yeah, happy stitching. That is something someone else says. I don't remember who, but I don't know if everyone says it or if just watched a lot of videos of the person who says it. But it just kind of feels like the outro now to Flosstube to me. But I don't know if it's just one particular Flosstuber whose outro I'm like stealing, or if it's just like a general Flosstube outro. So if you do know, please let me know, because if it is just one Flosstuber, I don't want to steal it. But if it's just like a general thing, then yeah, I can say it, because I do mean it. Like, happy stitching. Go enjoy all your own projects. And I am very curious to see your own progress. So if you have something cool to share, let me know and I'll go check it out. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.